The second in-person Quad summit provided a fresh impetus to the Indo-Pacific-focused security alliance, which has been under the international media lens since the outbreak of the Russia-Ukraine armed conflict. The leaders cleared the air around the growing speculations of a fallout in the grouping following contrasting individual stances vis-à-vis Russia. They reaffirmed Quad's commitment to a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific and committed to further strengthen the multilateral platform in coming times.
The top leadership of the United States, Japan, India and Australia met in Japanese capital Tokyo for the second in-person summit to review the current progress of the Quad grouping, discuss the ongoing political developments and to lay out a future roadmap in the backdrop of the prolonged Russia-Ukraine war. The meeting that was scheduled weeks ago welcomed a new face in the name of Anthony Albanese, the new Prime Minister of Australia, who was elected just hours before the meeting. And like the previous meetings, this summit too focused at achieving inclusivity in the Indo-Pacific and upholding the principles of sovereignty, territorial integrity and peaceful resolution of disputes. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has consistently faced media scrutiny for the Indian government's neutral position in ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, highlighted the country's principled position on the need for cessation of hostilities, resumption of dialogue and diplomacy. Modi, apart from reiterating the grouping's commitment to a free Indo-Pacific, lauded the integrated efforts of the Quad, which he said were responsible for mitigating a number of challenges faced by the members in the recent past.
क्वाड के स्तर पर हमारे आपसी सहयोग से एक फ्री, ओपन और इंक्लूसिव इंडो पैसिफिक क्षेत्र को प्रोत्साहन मिल रहा है। कोविड-19 की विपरीत परिस्थितियों के बावजूद हमने वैक्सीन डिलीवरी, क्लाइमेट एक्शन, सप्लाई चेन रेजिलियंस, डिजास्टर रिस्पांस और आर्थिक सहयोग जैसे कई क्षेत्रों में आपसी समन्वय बढ़ाया है। इससे इंडो पैसिफिक में शांति, समृद्धि और स्थिरता सुनिश्चित हो रही है।
The leaders took stock of ongoing Quad collaboration and their vision for the future. The Quad leaders committed to working closely with partners and the region to drive public and private investment to bridge gaps. To achieve this, Quad will seek to extend more than $50 billion of infrastructure assistance and investment in the Indo-Pacific over the next 5 years. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida shared concerns over the situation in Ukraine. He underlined in his statement that it wasn't just 3 but all 4 leaders, including Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, were aligned on the importance of the rule of law, sovereignty and territorial integrity.
4首脳の間でウクライナ情勢がインド太平洋地域に及ぼす影響について率直な議論を行い、インドも参加する形でウクライナでの悲惨な紛争について懸念を表明し、法の支配や主権及び領土一体性等の諸原則はいかなる地域においても守らなければならない、こうしたことを確認いたしました。
The leaders welcomed the gift of 525,000 doses of Made in India vaccines by India to Thailand and Cambodia in April 2022 under the Quad Vaccine Partnership. A Quad Climate Change Action and Mitigation Package, QCHAMP, was announced to strengthen efforts towards green shipping, clean energy including green hydrogen, and climate and disaster resilient infrastructure. Several bilateral meetings were also held on the sidelines of the summit, where leaders exchanged their views at individual capacity to strengthen ties within the grouping. US President Joe Biden, in a reassuring tone, underscored that Washington wanted to deepen ties with India like never before.
Mr. Prime Minister, there's so much that our countries can and will do together, and I'm committed to making U.S.-India partnership among the closest we have on earth.
Quad leaders also announced the opening of applications for the Quad Fellowship Program. The fellowship program will open the doors for 100 students across the 4 Quad nations to pursue studies in the States. The opportunity can be availed by students pursuing degree in science, technology, engineering and mathematics learning. As per the observers, the meeting turned out to be productive and there is certainly a way forward for the grouping. They believe the Quad has potential to curb threats in the Indo-Pacific and resolve all forms of disputes in the region.